Oh my God. Good evening. As always, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. Love you, big time. Tonight, we are going to continue uh, our series on defunding the police departments in the United States. Uh, a few months ago, you probably heard me say that's not a good idea. Let's look at other areas before we say let's defund police departments in the United States. However, when incidents of injustices continue to happen to blacks in the United States, well, it tells me they're not listening. They're not listening. So you leave us no choice but to say it's time that we defund the police departments in the United States. Dana Hudson, good evening to you. Monica Thomas, good evening to you. Stalk, good evening to you. Louise Royal, my good friend, hadn't heard her voice in about 2 years. Okay, and who is that? Bossy Queenie. Hey, Bossy. Um, Speaking with about 3 people on the phone today about the killing of Mr. Wallace. We say defund the police. Nobody wants to do that. We can't defund the police department because if you think things are bad now, just keep taking funds from them and see what will happen. Mr. Long, good evening to you. Welcome. First of all, defunding the police must happen. They leave us no alternative, nothing else we can look at. We must do this, and we must do it extremely fast. But if we said no because the police are here to serve and protect, let me clear it up right now. The police departments in the United States are not protecting blacks. The police departments in the United States are killing blacks. So why do we need them? They're not our lifeline on earth. Mother calls the police to try to come and calm her son down who has mental issues. Well, the cop that showed up had a gun on his hip and put a bullet in him, and now he's dead. Again tonight, I'm putting all cops in the same cup. All cops. And I said that because many people keep saying all cops are not bad. Well, you can't prove it to me. There's nothing you can show me that will convince me that all cops are not bad. Okay, the good cops. Where are they at when the bad cops are acting up? Where are they at when bad cops are killing innocent, unarmed black people? Where are they? If you don't speak out against this and you're a police officer, you don't leave that force, then, in my opinion, you're just as guilty as the ones that continue to attack blacks in this country. If we don't condemn, then it's simple. We condone. It's just as simple as that. Policy accountability with each other. Thank you. Yes, that's it. That's it. And since we know that there is no accountability, as you heard me say before, the change that we need for us will not come from the system. It will come from us. It will come from us. If I was a police officer and at my department, all of this was going on with the killing of innocent, unarmed black people, I may need that job. But I'm just going to have to take a gamble and try to find another one. But I'm not going to wait until I get one because it's just that damn bad. I have to go. I have to go. Right or wrong, rich or poor, the people that you're killing, they're my people. And I know you're lying in the reports. I know this. You know you're lying. The chief knows it. The DA knows it. The medical examiner, they know it. But continue to piss on our backs and tell us it's raining. What we allow people to do to us will continue. It will continue. It won't get any better. I'm at the point to where I don't think we need the police right now. We don't. The brother that called in last night, I think his name was Jason, very smart, conscious, intelligent brother. He preached. And basically he said, what do we need the police for? We're not calling them. We'll call our people. Because if we call them, they're not coming to help. They're coming to execute. So why would I keep calling you to my house on different issues or to my neighborhood when I know the outcome? The two officers that fired 7 shots each that killed Mr. Wallace have not been placed on paid administrative leave. They're on desk duty. They're on desk duty. So what does that mean? It means the whole damn system is guilty. That's exactly what it means. Kill a nigga, I don't give a damn. Do something on the desk. You know, you just come in and sit down, you ain't gonna do nothing. We don't give a damn. Every day it's in our face that they don't like us. They disrespect us. They see us as animals. 3/5 of a human with nothing but garbage to them. Nowhere in the United States can you look at a police department, it's about 18,000, and see where they are diligently working to change business as usual. They're not. They're not. And when we allow police officers who quit or we terminate because of public pressure, when we allow them to be able to go to another town and apply for a police position there, that says a lot. That speaks volumes. What is it saying? Fuck that nigga. Come on over here. We kill him over here too. We don't go, damn. It's good old boys over here. We got 2 niggas on the force. They good. whether you were found guilty or innocent, if you take someone's life as a police officer, you should not be allowed to go to another police station anywhere and get a job. Even the numbers that we get as to how many Black people have encountered police officers unarmed or dead, the count we get, quote me on this, the count we get is always going to be wrong. They don't want you to know how bad it is. God forbid you find out the truth. They will downplay the number, just as Donald Duck do on a lot of things. Because they don't care. Wesley, good evening to you. Welcome, welcome. They don't care. And there is nobody to challenge the police department. You heard me say this last night, and we're going to get to tonight's story. Anytime a police officer has been arrested, that shit said for shooting someone, Black or white, killing someone, Black or white, and some DA get the courage to file charges against them and have them locked up, getting a bail? No. So you know before you put this uniform on that if you have to be arrested for shooting someone or killing someone, there's no bond. You will stay there until the trial ends. If you pull a taser on someone and you were wrong, that's going to be a problem. If you pull up, jump out of your car, and just get to firing at somebody, that's going to be a problem. If you or I pulled up, someone was doing some kind of criminal act, and we pulled up, and we couldn't get them to calm down or talk or whatever. You and I shoot 7 shots, you shoot 7 shots. I see Spitting Fire, I say, hey, Spitting Fire, you need to call in on this one. So listen, what they're going to do to me and you is simple. They're going to lock our ass up. When a cop does it, well, let's just do an investigation. Let's not be, so quick to jump to conclusion. The what? The conclusion of the matter is right there on tape. It's an execution. We don't want to rush to judgment. What? If it's that way for cops, shouldn't it be that way for us? Just because they say it's legal don't mean it's right. We're still dealing with the system that once used lynching and legal in the same sentence. The same sentence. The brother that called in last night, he said something I've been saying since I've been on YouTube. Black people, you sit your ass down. These marching, it's not doing nothing. It's not working. It's not. If you keep giving me Tylenols and I have a pounding headache, why would I continue to take that and it's not working for me? I need something else. The change must come from us, but we have to become proactive in this fight. Because show us I'm sitting here as a Black man. This will happen again real soon. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when you have a jackass, a white supremacist, a Ku Klux Klan bitch in the White House that incites riots, won't condemn white supremacists, that gives racist white people the green light to fuck over us because he's the president, acting president of the United States. Every time a cop gets off for killing a black person, more and more racist attacks against blacks will come. Because they look at it as, y'all by yourselves, won't shit change. Won't shit change. But along with becoming proactive, we have to realize when you look at voting to get the wrong person out, the right person in, you also have to look inside of the system at those who are not elected. They was just given a job. If those inside of the system are just as diabolical as the ones on the outside, you know the end result. So it's not enough just to get a cop locked up, prosecuted, if we can do that, if we can do that. We must look at who's inside those walls. That's looking at your police report, knowing it's a bunch of goddamn lies, saying, sounds good. All right, boy. Now, while these two officers are still on the clock, a family is preparing to bury their loved one. You kill him, broad daylight, in front of his mom. She begs you, don't kill my son. Don't kill my son. We don't call police out to come and shoot some damn body. We call them out to come and de-escalate an ongoing situation. And if I'm the one that called you, I need you to listen to me. This brother had a knife in his hand. You got two cops. They got guns. He has a knife. There was 101 ways they could have dealt with that. But police officers are so quick to shoot and knock you off planet Earth because they know they will not face any consequences whatsoever. My department is going to back me. So if we're still protesting about injustices against blacks, and rarely do we see a white woman sitting with a civil rights attorney on CNN. If black officers had been doing what white officers are doing to us, this would not have lasted this long. You heard me say it before. They would, if they have to, they would take the black cops' guns away and give them a goddamn bolo bag. They would come up with something. Cops would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law without public outcry. Because these are niggas. It don't happen in white neighborhoods. It happens in black neighborhoods. Walter Wallace on Monday, police officers arrived back at the home of Walter Wallace Jr., West Philadelphia. third time that day. Relatives said he was having another one of his episodes. They didn't want you to kill him. They wanted you to talk to him. He had a knife. Shoot him in his wrist. Shoot him in his knee. Shoot him below. I really don't think the knife is a match for a gun. I really don't think it took two cops to fire 7 bullets each to calm Mr. Wallace down. It did. It did. But I'm a cop. I don't give a damn. I am the law. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. There was nothing else you could have done. They didn't have tasers. Well, another officer had a taser, but they didn't have any. Okay. Body cam footage. We'll release that at a later date and time. They will release it, the redacted version of it. What you don't need to see will be taken out. In the past, when emotions ran high, for the young man who wanted to be a rapper, the father of 8, he could easily be pacified with the mention of his children or a song he liked. But Wallace, 27 years old, suffered with mental illness, including bipolar disorder, had been going to therapy as recent as last week. Whenever I've been around and he was having an episode, I was always able to say, look, cuz. Come on. And he would calm down. It might take him a second or two. But if you know the things, watch this, but if you know the things that will de-escalate, like he loves music, he loves his kids. When you start talking about these kinds of things, sometimes it's easier to de-escalate whatever may be going on. And I totally agree with that. The first thing a cop would tell you, we're not psychiatrists. I think I know that. You're also not a goddamn cop. You're a crook. You're a criminal. This was nothing new to these police officers. They've been there and dealt with him before. Nothing new. So you know you're dealing with a patient. So the way you would normally come at somebody, quote unquote, with all due respect, in his or her right mind, that's not how you go at him. His mother is running behind him. Stop. She could have called a bullet herself, but the mother was ready to take a bullet for her child. She didn't care about the police. She didn't care about the gun. They got him out. This is my child. If I have to, I will take this bullet for you. And when they kill her son, I don't know what the object was, but when I saw her do it, all I could do was cry. She threw something at the cops. You just interrupted my child's life because you could do it. The state of Wallace's mental health and how familiar police were about his history has sparked a lot of questions over how the responding officers addressed this situation. They addressed it by killing. Family members said they called 911 requesting an ambulance in hope for Walter to receive medical intervention. But the police arrived first. Most of the encounter was captured on cell phone video, and it shows Wallace shot multiple times in front of his mother and neighbors. After officers appeared to tell him to put down a knife as he approached them, 2 officers involved have not been publicly identified. If I shoot anybody, when your news come on, if it's not a breaking news story, you're gonna know my name. You will know my name. I was telling the police department, the mother, I was telling the police department, don't shoot my son. Please don't shoot my son. Don't shoot my son. And they shot my son. A mother's cry. If the mother had been able to de-escalate the incident with her child without involving outsiders, I really believe she would have done it. But she wasn't able to do it, so they called for help. But lately, when Black people call for help, help never comes. Monsters in human forms, in uniform, badges, and guns, they show up. In the United States, police have killed at least 1 Black male or 1 Black woman every week in 2020. Blacks make up 13% of the United States population, but are killed by police at more than twice the rate of whites. Now, I want to look at statistics quickly. When you look at your police department, their statistics on homicides, shootings, whatever they have publicly for us to see. When you go to the FBI stats, it's going to equal that. So, well, you know, the FBI don't get it wrong, but yes, they do. There's a lot of things that we have to keep in mind that they don't want people to know. Number one, most police departments, when they send a report in, if it was 10, they may say 7. Simple as that. When you look at all the killings of Blacks from police officers, you still don't get the whole story. They're not going to add in, watch this, the shootings, the killings of Black people who are already in police custody. They're not going to include in their data fatal shootings involving Blacks by white off-duty police officers. They don't include that. They also don't include non-shooting deaths. So, if someone died from a chokehold or a knee or was tased to death, they don't include that in there. So, every day, they just treat us like we're not shit. Now, mind you, and I'm going to quote comedian Mike Epps when he said with the George Floyd incident, he made a brief video on Instagram, and he was upset But he also said something that is true. Uh, we also, as Black people, have to stop putting ourselves in a type of predicament that can cause us to lose our lives. Because we know who we're dealing with. So don't intentionally do something that would have to involve you having an interaction with police officers. When we defund the police department, and I'm all for it, you have to take the money and you have to put the money somewhere. I think Robert said it last night, and it was also in a poll we looked at earlier, that we must take back the military gear from police departments. The military gear that the police department has is not needed for them. This is not Afghanistan. If it ever would be a time to use it, it wouldn't be on a damn daily basis. Maybe once every 10 years, if that. Homeless people, you take that money and try to make things better for them. You look at community buildings within your neighborhood, and you begin to fund that. You begin to put some of that money into your local school system. You try to make things better for us. That's just some of the things that you can do when you defund the police department. And they must be defunded. They must be defunded. If you're still doing it and nothing has changed, then we have to change the way we think. We have to. You have another 17-year-old brother, Mansfield, handcuffed, sitting on the ground, handcuffed, sitting on the ground, handcuffed, sitting on the pavement. Cop grabs him by his shirt and drags him like he's nothing but a Glad trash bag out of camera view so they can beat his ass. And he's being told, stop resisting. You're dragging him. He's handcuffed. It's impossible to resist. But you're dragging him. And you see someone is recording you. That would probably make me or you stop the criminal act that we were doing because, oh shit, Sheila recording me. You're going to stop. They don't stop. They don't give a damn. Lil Boosie said it best. Cops shoot us down on camera. Don't get convicted. They some dirty bitches. And that's the gospel. That's the gospel. They drug him. Same as the officer who had a black male with a rope around his neck, and he's sitting on a horse like they did in slavery days, and he's leading him to jail. So that right there tells us that they don't fear a goddamn thing we do. Do you know how bold you would have to be and evil to do some bullshit like that to another human being in broad fucking daylight and don't give a fuck? It's like, this my shit. I'm untouchable. The system have gained them that type of mind. Fuck them niggas, I got you. The man was embarrassed. I know damn well he was, because I would have been. police departments want us to stop filming. It interferes with what they're doing. That's a lie. They don't want you to film because you're filming the truth. But here's the thing, I wouldn't even let that bother me if I was a damn cop, because even on video, they don't get arrested. Somebody says it having so we wait until the next episode of a black person encounter with a cop, and then we want to speak out. We must become proactive. We have to become proactive for our kids. When you see the police doing something, I urge you to film the police. That's not against the law. Film the police. What is against the law is for that cop to say, give me your phone because you recorded this and it's now part of evidence. No, it's not. This is my phone. I'm not going to give it to you. If you don't, you're going to go to jail. I want to see you try it. If you want anything from this phone, I suggest you call a judge and get a warrant. Other than that, never turn it over to them. But what you do, go search for the right attorney, not just any attorney. Search for the right attorney. You don't need my phone. You already recorded it. You like body cam, you got dash cam. You don't need mine. It's gonna be the same thing. Why you need mine? Good evening, Miss Farish. You're late. We'll talk later. You're in timeout. Why do you need mine? Monica Thomas says, Mr. Scott, the police do not care about nobody. That's it. That's it. My opinion, they leave us there's no other option but to defund the police department. And as Robert said last night, the first thing we get to taking out is the military gear. Everything that we know is going to be detrimental to our people, that shit got to come from y'all. We got to give it to me. Because you have had opportunity after opportunity to get the shit together and show a decrease in your shenanigans. But instead, it's an increase. They feel nothing. They feel nothing. There's nothing to feel. Just a nickel. Fuck that nickel. When DAs don't prosecute, y'all gotta go. You gotta go. You must go. You have cops lying. You have DAs lying. You have surgeon generals lying. You take ban the chokehold, the knee. Don't mean anything. If they're told they can't use it, they'll find another method. If they're told they can't use it, hell, they still might do it. Because there's nobody that they have to answer to for what has happened. Do you know what an insult it has to be to the family when the two officers shot 7 times each are not suspended, that they're still on the clock? But it should be easier for us to deal with it because they're not on patrol. It's not going to get any better. I promise you. It's going to get worse. So how long can we let this go and not act? we're approaching the 11 o'clock hour. You might not like what I'm about to say. You may not agree with it. Okay, just no second. I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. But we're gonna have to start meeting the police department with the same fucking force that they come to us with. We have to do it. When you start knocking two of them motherfuckers off, every time they knock one of us off, them bitches will get that goddamn shit together. Meet force with force. That's it. He's a cop. He's a human. How many more times can we sit our black asses down and send another black mother to the funeral home with tears in her eyes to bury her child? We have to take some blame for this. If you don't know what to do, get with somebody who knows what to do. Get away from the fucking cowards. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. And some people going to say on Facebook, Lord, that's so sad. I am praying. Oh, look, to do the hand thing. I'm praying for you. Who they evil? Who they wrong? They know that. That's not going to get it. You cannot fight this through Facebook. You cannot. Boots got to be on the ground. Miles, cities, and states should not separate us when it comes to doing what is right for our people. I have no pity for a police officer that is killed. I have absolutely no goddamn pity. I don't give a damn about a cop being killed. Anytime a cop is killed in the United States, you want to bring out all the goddamn bells and whistles, lower the flag. No, lift that motherfucker high. Fuck that cop. Good evening, caller. You live on that. What's your name and what state are you calling from?
This is Monica Thomas, Mr. Scott.
Hey, Miss Thomas. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good. It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, I told you too.
I know. I got that
I'm
message,
doing fine.
so I want you to call me in the morning. I want to ask you something too.
Okay.
Okay, what you got? Miss Thomas?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting. We're listening.
Yeah, like you were saying about the cops and stuff killing people, it's wrong. It's time for us to stand up to them and let them know what we ain't gonna take what our foreparents took.
Exactly.
It's getting ridiculous. It's getting. I got children. I got two boys, and I feel for their life. I feel for anybody like their child. We target from day one since we was born.
That's it. That's it.
And the slavery is not. It hasn't stopped. It's just in another form. And see, if we keep Mr. Jackass, excuse me, in the chair, he's gonna try to send us back there.
That's it. That's it.
It's time for us, excuse my French, it's time for us to take a stand. We need to come and get ourselves, black people, to come together. And we are the powerful people, and they know that. And that's why they want us to turn on each other. And we need to stop turning on our brothers and sisters and try to help one another along the way. It's time to get together. God said we was in bondage. His people was in bondage too long, and we have been in bondage too long. We have nothing to go upon us about. They can do us any kind of way. They can do our kids any kind of way. They beat our foreparents. They killed. They hung us. They beat us. They raped us. They did everything they can in the book to us. It's a time to stop it. And it's time to stop it now.
That's it.
If they don't stop here, what they're doing, it's going to be a riot. It's going to be a bloodshed.
It is. Exactly. I agree.
And it's not going to be like they think it is, because the ones, the generations that I born in 70 something, we ain't taking this. And the ones now here now, they're not gonna take that. They're not gonna stand up and let them do them any kind of way, because I'm not.
Exactly.
We human just like them. God made us all.
That's it.
And he said when we leave this earth, his earth, this is God earth. It's not man earth, it's God earth. God made this, everything around us.
Fix it.
Nobody don't own nothing, because we don't own ourselves. Everybody gonna stink just like I'm gonna stink one day. Everybody gonna die one day. And God said it ain't gonna be no white over here, no black over here, no Mexican, no Chinese, Indian, or anything. All of us gonna be one accord. And he said every knee gonna bow, every tongue gonna confess.
That is it.
Now let them keep on doing what they're doing. It's time for that slavery mentality to stop.
Exactly.
And Trump, the one in the White House, he the one put his mouth in the foot to let it come out, to let us see that it's still racist.
That's it. That's our biggest problem right now, is that jackass that sits in the White House.
Mm-hmm. And little do he know, he's sitting in a black person. My family owns the White House.
Come on.
He's sitting in. Okay.
Come on.
My four parents. Okay. Pennsylvania Avenue. My grandma people own that. Okay. Let him go back in the history. You seen the black people slaves when you was sitting right there in Pennsylvania Avenue, when you was somewhere in your mama womb or whatever. Okay? It's time to stop.
That's it. That is it. We are at the 11 o'clock hour, and we can take no more. We're tired. We're fed up.
I don't know, Mr. Scott, if you heard about this thing they trying to put in our arms, bring that, what they call that,
the vaccine?
Yeah, they put in our arms. No, the thing you put in your arms.
Oh, the chip.
Yeah, they're trying to bring that new world out in.
You own the money. You just preached. That's exactly what's going on. You own the money.
And they talking about this Vaseline that I read on the thing talking about they gonna go around taking people, bringing them coming to the house for them to take the vaccine.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Legal and stuff.
I saw that
and
today.
And I don't know if you know, they saying I saw something. My aunt had sent me something, so she showed me. Well, I've been saw it, and she sent it to me. I said, you saw what I saw. Okay, I'm gonna tell Mr. Scott about it when I get a chance. Mr. Scott, do you know they got people dressed? They got masks look like black people, and they're white. Lord, forget it. There's other people. I'm gonna say the other people, and they dressing up like us doing crime, and we getting caught for it.
Miss Thomas, you ain't lied yet. I've seen that. You haven't lied, and that is not fake news. That is true. That's the gospel. That's what's going on.
Yeah, and if a person look like the scripture, black, they going down and take them to jail and put them in prison and stuff. And they're innocent.
That's it.
They got their arms like us. They got their face mask like us and everything. And you would think it's a black person doing that, like them killing. They think a black person. It might be a white person doing this. They want us to turn on each other. That's why they doing this.
You know what? I like everything that you're saying, but right there, that part there. If I want to get rid of somebody, then sometimes I have to be, if I'm so evil, I can create something and get that catastrophic event started. And I'm gonna make you think that Black people are doing it to themselves.
There you go. You got hit it on the head.
But if you look at Chicago, I just don't believe all these shootings and killings, cops are not involved. Somewhere in there, Chicago police officers are involved in the shooting and the killing. This is a perfect time for them to execute a nigga.
And they dress just like we look like the color we are.
That's it. We have to do better. We have to wake up and if we don't, then we have no one to blame but ourselves. Because you've seen this too many times before, over and over and over and over and over again. You think asking them to stop will make it stop? No. No. They can get away with it. They can kill it. They can blow us away and get away with it. That's it. And that's wrong too. That's it. Our children, they can target our, kill anybody, our color, a woman, man, child, anybody. They don't care. Look at this little boy had a gun. I think he was in Florida. And he was playing in the park. And the man thought he had a gun. And it was a BB gun. And he shot that boy. The little young Black guy. Yeah, because within, we counted, I think they said within 2 seconds after stepping out of that unit, he killed him. I remember, I think his name started with a T. I know exactly what you're talking about here. And stuff. And they had, right, and they even told the operator it could be a play gun. Because Scott, you could go, your chop is like if they stop and say, I get stopped by the police. Okay, I got my hands up. Okay, he comes to if he had a bad day or whatever, got mad with somebody or whatever, his woman or whoever on the floor thing, and my hands straight up in the air. And he approached my car and knocked on my window, and I rolled down the window. And my hand go back up, and he started talking, right? Just to say, I could say, well, got Riley with me, and boom, 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 boom. That's it. That's it. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. It's been a while now. I think sometime last year. Cynthia was going to pick up some food, right? And she called and said that she was on her cell phone going through a school zone. And so a white police officer pulls her over. And when she called me, I said, put me on speaker. Don't say nothing. Just let me stay on speaker. Because we know, what the outcome could be. But I just want to sit here and listen. But surprisingly, he was extremely nice. Matter of fact, I think 1 or 2 tickets he said he wasn't going to give her because he had been sitting out there for a while. But everyone should do that when they pull you over. Just call somebody and just put it on speaker. Yeah, you got to do something, Mr. Scott, because we don't, I never thought I would live to see this, but I'm seeing it. But it's getting terrible. It's getting terrible. It is. It's getting terrible. And we got to start, our people got to start getting together. We got to unite. We got to talk to one another. We got to, that mentality they want us to be in, they want us to be like against each other. And they want to take us back to that old slave, but that ain't going to work. But that's exactly, it's not going to work. But that's not going to work. That's exactly what they would love to do. And that's exactly what they mean when they're saying, make America great again. First of all, in order to make America great again, America would have had to be great at one time. But America has never ever been great, so you can't make it great again. But what they're referring to is slavery and lynching and putting Black people on a cross, burning them alive. That's good. Right. That's what they mean when they said make it great again.
And he wants that to happen. That's what he want to do. He wants it to happen.
Miss Thomas, I love you. I got to get out of here. I got about 2 or 3 minutes. I want you to call me in the morning. But you know what? Every time you call in, you always you bring it home. You always do. You open our eyes up, and I love it.
Okay. You know something? I was on your feed last night listening to that young man, and he did preach.
Didn't he?
And I couldn't comment. I don't know. My phone, I don't know what happened to my phone. I said, Mrs. Scott, don't think I'm listening. I can't comment. I can't do nothing. I said, Ishmael, how you do this stuff? So he let me, and I got it straight. I said, I got to call Mr. Scott. You just wait a minute here.
Yes, indeed. So you can comment now, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask you something in the morning when me and you talk.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Yeah, I can
ma'am.
I can check. He showed me how to get down to the thing. He said my phone updated.
But tell him I said thank you and I said hello.
Mr. Scott, say hello. You in my ear, he don't hear nothing you say. He say hello. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I love you, and I will talk with you in the morning.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Pastor D and all of them, I say I love them too.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. We got to get out of here, but let me end by saying this. We can keep singing. I know someday a change gonna come. That will not make a change come. What we want from the police department, from the justice system, they're not gonna kill us. They're not gonna give it to us. What we want and what we know we deserve, we're gonna have to take it. It's as simple as that. If you don't think it can get any worse with blacks, then you're a fool with a serious problem. The more cops get away with this, the worse it becomes. And when cops disrespect us, interrupt our life for good, other racist white people begin to do the exact same thing in public, knowing they're not going to do nothing about it. Hey, sis, I love you, my sister, Sissy Bates on the line here. So, lastly, I want you to film the police. When you see them doing their job, film the police. Film the police. Don't agitate them. Don't tell them you're filming them. Don't call them super stupid motherfuckers. They might be. Don't say that. Don't call them Bonnie Fife cops and shit. Don't say nothing. Film the police. And when it's over, you and your phone leave. It's against the law for the police to come and confiscate your phone. If they want that phone, tell them to call a judge and get a warrant. But you go ahead, go where you gotta go. Do not turn it over to the police department. Don't do it. Get you an attorney, and then he or she will guide you in the right direction. When we have to sit and wait on body cam footage, they're just editing it. That's it. They're taking out. Just as soon as a cop just execute a black person, just like that, they need to be just like that to give us their fucking names. Just like that. We're not going to release tonight. Why? We got to interrupt the powers that be. We have to. If we don't, who will? Who will? Spoke earlier today. We're not going to tolerate any looting. What the fuck is worse, looting or a dead body? Think about it. What's worse, looting the stores or a fucking dead body? What's worse? What you're not going to tolerate. Black people, I don't know about niggas, but black people will not continue to tolerate y'all lynching us in 2020. Now you deal with that. You keep looking at the reaction of black people when shit happens to them. But you don't never go and look at the action that cause this reaction. You don't tell us how to respond to shit. We can't tell cops how to respond to it. No, that's a control mechanism. The force that they meet us with, we must meet them equally with that same goddamn force. If y'all can't get it right, black people gonna get it right. I promise that niggas won't do shit. Black people are gonna get it right. I'm not going to be calm. I'm not going to be cool. I don't give a fuck about a peaceful protest. Burn the bitch down. I don't give a fuck. But for us, some of y'all are trying to stay calm with your Bibles. When God said he'll make my end. Oh, goddamn Jesus. When is he going to do it? When is he going to make the enemy your footstool? Goddamn, how much time you got left? Stop hiding behind God's word. Stop putting everything on God. Stop waiting on God. God waiting on you. It's as simple as that. Carry your ass out there to a gunfight with that Holy Bible and see how you come back. When we protest, they laugh. How many protests you think we've had this year about the same thing? White people laugh. Cops laugh. You know why they laugh? Because this is just what we do. And in 2 or 3 months, blacks come back. That's the dumb way of getting results. It worked back then, but it don't work no more. I said this to the day I died. You got to meet at the table. If you boycott a business, white businesses on Monday, do not shop in any white stores. Okay, but Tuesday, we go back to shopping in them. Okay, that's cool. But Tuesday on Wednesday, okay. You're not going to put a fucking dent in the economy. Nothing. Boycott for one day. Buy black. It has to be somebody intelligent enough to say these protests are no longer working. Every time a protest takes place, more and more blacks are attacked. More and more cops come out and agitate black people. When they come out in military gear. Now, how do you think I'm going to respond? You coming out in military gear. And you ready for some shit. You kill us, and then you tell us we can protest, but you tell us what day we can do it. You tell us what time we can do it, and then you tell us what time we got to be in, because here's your curfew for the night at 11 a.m. No, you don't tell me how to fucking protest and how long to protest. No. I don't want to hear the bullshit about the family. Well, I don't want his name to be in vain. I want his death to be in vain. What? When you're dead, you're dead. When you're done, you're done. I could care less what the family said about a peaceful protest. I understand why they said it. I know why, but I don't give a damn. I'm going to bring it the way I want to bring it. But as long as we sit and let them bitches keep fucking over us, we deserve it. We deserve it. Cowards to the left. Soldiers up front. I love you all. Be God willing. We will be back. I think it's next week. We'll be back November 3rd. You know, it's election day. We start live coverage of that at 5 p.m. I think Robert's going to be with me. I think my sister Yvette is going to be with me. I'm not for sure, but we'll be on air through Facebook, YouTube, and Blog Talk Radio on that day. But do not look for the results to come in that night, because I seriously doubt that they're going to be coming in. One last thing. Well, two last things. When you have the White House, when you have Donald Duck, now watch this, is very serious. When you have Donald Duck holding the American people hostage, when you have Donald Duck using stimulus checks as a weapon to blackmail people into voting for you, once I'm reelected, I'm going to give them a big stimulus check, but not until then. So you're blackmailing people to vote for you. But we can't get the money now. No. Immediately after I'm elected. I haven't believed a goddamn thing you said since the first day you opened your fucking mouth. That right there should be a crime. That's blackmail. That's blackmail. I blame the dumbass him, Democrats, and the Republicans. They would have a wonderful Christmas. You and I probably won't. They ain't Mr. Market yet. They ain't Mr. Rent Paper yet, car note yet. But we have. And it's getting worse. Coronavirus is on the rise. He has the audacity to go to events and say, I'm so tired of it. COVID this, COVID that. Dude, I just cannot believe that motherfucker would say that. So you're just marking the shit. People have died, and people are dying, and you say, COVID. And then the White House Chief of Staff said, we're not going to win this battle. No, you're not going to win it because you've never been fighting it. If it was Barack Obama who said some bullshit like that, he wouldn't get my vote. COVID. That's all the media's talking about. The other night, he's upset when Fox plays President Obama's speech. Why did they do that? Trump wants to be a dictator. He wants to be a dictator. And you probably can't even spell the goddamn word dictator, but that's what he wants to be. Okay, Yvette says she's there. Thank you. I love you guys. We got to get out of here. That's it. Y'all have a good night. Be the Lord willing. I will see you all next week. Tyree's daddy called. Tyree's daddy called today, Mr. Wood. And it wasn't much new, but he did call to give a little brief update that the police departments are finally getting up off their butts, addressing this issue, doing what they need to be doing. They also have contacted the NAACP, who is, I guess they want to put the fire up on the police department. But Tyrese Gibson has not been found. All individuals that were arrested pertaining to this case are still currently in jail. All right. I love you guys. Be the Lord willing, creek don't rise. Next week we'll do it. Remember, I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. I love you. Y'all have a good evening.